Hey, friends, it's Kimberly here with Specialty Care Management. Just a few quick thoughts on the power of curiosity. So as we kind of talked about before, especially in terms of achievement, in terms of goal setting and achievement, in terms of really figuring out what your plan of action is going to be. Sometimes we have things, goals in mind, things that we want to achieve, but we're not sure how to make all that happen. And sometimes what happens is just that not knowing actually holds us back from setting a goal in the first place, because we feel like we can't set a goal unless we know how we're going to make it happen. And if we don't know how we make it happen, then why set the goal? And then we end up feeling frustrated and thwarted. And so the power of curiosity is a really important element in terms of setting any kind of goals for yourself or your business, your company, whatever, your team. And curiosity, the reason why it's so powerful is that subconscious part of your mind that never ever shuts off. It's like a computer. We've talked about it before, right? And that computer is always going to work to compute, to find the answers to the questions that you have. Be very careful about how you craft those questions. Sometimes we think that we're asking a question when what we're really doing is we are making a statement and we are setting a stake in the ground for our position. I wonder how come I can never seem to lose weight. Tried quit smoking before. I wonder how come I can't do it. It's not really a question, is it? It's a statement. It's a defensive statement. It's a putting your stake in the ground. I can't. I think of a little child. I can't do it. Right? So sometimes just how we word the question really puts a girdle and limits our potential for achievement. Instead, if we're truly curious, those questions, and there I think about a child who's just curious. How does it work? It's really interesting how I can squeeze this tube and toothpaste comes out. I wonder, how does that happen? Have you seen a little child do that? It's beautiful to watch. And I think there's a lot of power that we can learn from our children and our grandchildren. And if we can employ that same kind of innocent curiosity, pregnant with possibility, right? Those kinds of questions are the very questions that are going to put that subconscious brain and mind of yours to work to actually uncover the answers that you're seeking and that you really do want to find, right? So a curious question might sound something like, I wonder how somebody else my age, I wonder how they got in the best shape of their life in their 60s, right? Or, gosh, I wonder how other people who have smoked for 30 years, how do they quit? I wonder how that busy person, I wonder how do they find time to be fit, be healthy? I wonder if I did know the answer to whatever it is, if I did know how to do whatever it was, I wonder, what would I tell myself? So, and that sounds kind of ridiculous, right? I wonder if I did know how, what would I tell myself? Chances are there's a part of you that does know the answer to your questions. You just haven't sat down and had a chat with him or her, right? So the power of questions and being curious, really, it opens possibilities versus restricting possibilities. It's not defensive. It truly is curious. It's inquiring. It's not judgmental. It's not defensive. It really is open to possibility. And that's why those questions are powerful. So after you've done the exercise where you identify, really important to identify no more than 3 areas, 1, 2, no more than 3 areas in your life that if you made an improvement would have the most significant impact on your overall happiness, wealth, health, whatever it is, that would have the most significant power for good in your life. Once you've uncovered those areas, I would encourage you to go to work, craft 3 questions for each one of those areas, and just sit with it for a while. to just sit. Sometimes, now you can even do this technique if you're struggling. So especially right now, I've been working with a lot of folks in my off hours. I work as a Reiki master. I have a wellness practice, and I have been working with a lot of people who are really struggling with severe anxiety in the face of COVID, such that it's paralyzing. It's inhibiting relationships, inhibiting success in all kinds of areas of their lives. I know it's affecting marital relationships with extended families, relationships with coworkers, and it's interesting. So we can even employ this same power of curiosity for goal setting in other areas of our lives, right? So when we sit in a state of curiosity, that means that we're not passing judgment on ourselves. So say, for instance, if my overarching area of concern was a state of anxiety and fear, I could allow myself to sit there and just be curious, not passing judgment. So judgment over an issue like that might sound like, well, I know this is a ridiculous fear because I'm working from home. I'm not exposed to germs. You know, maybe I go to the store, but really, what are the chances of me contracting COVID? Really? Now, logically, we can know something is ridiculous. It doesn't change how we feel about it, right? So there's some cognitive behavioral retraining and things that you can do as well. But for initially, to get started, you could just allow yourself to sit in that space and notice it without passing judgment on yourself. So without saying, well, that's just ridiculous. You could instead employ curiosity. Jeepers, I wonder why, with everything I know about this, I wonder what is it that's stimulating this fear in me? No judgment, no criticism, just, boy, I wonder why my heart races when I'm in such and so situation. Almost as if you were removing yourself, you were stepping outside of yourself and observing your situation. I wonder why I react that way. No judgment, just to notice it. It's a great place to start this process of healing, recovery, growth, achievement. Curiosity, super duper powerful. Make sure that you're not being judgmental on yourself or with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Be nurturing with yourself. Always expect the best of yourselves. And what you'll find is it makes it a whole lot easier anyway for you to expect the best of others. And what we expect, we do get. I believe in you guys a squillion %.